Hello everyone, it's Anne-Marie here from Simply Zusters. Before I start the throwback tag, I wanted to apologise for not being online. My sister and I have been working out challenges and tags to do for the last couple of months. It's been a stressful year for us, but we are trying our best to make this YouTube channel successful. So I'll be looking at my phone sometimes for this tag, so please don't get upset if I'm not actually looking at the camera. But I promise you, I will do my best. So the first question of the tag is, what year were you born? I was born February 1995, so I'm currently 22 years old. The second question is, do you have any photos of when you were younger? And when you do, please show them. So if you look on the slideshow, you'll see photos of me when I was younger. What were your favorite TV shows growing up? Well, when I was a 90s kid, so I grew up with Disney and Nickelodeon and really good animes. I really want them to bring back the old Disney and old Nickelodeon, but my favorite ever TV shows were Sailor Moon, Naruto, Cat Dog, Rugrats, Recess, all the really good ones. So please bring back the old Disney and Nickelodeons, please. The fourth question is, what did you want to be when you grew up, and did you still want to be that? When I grew up, I really wanted to be an actress. I still want to be an actress, but here in Australia, it's not really common and it's really hard to get into, especially in Adelaide. I also want to be an author. I am currently writing a book, but that's on hold due to planning a wedding, saving for a house, and living at a home. Is really hard to try and find time to write books, as I also do work. I am also trying to get in the police force, as I've always wanted to save people. That's one of my big aspirations in life, is saving people. Ever since I was 5, I was fascinated by firemen, but I ain't fit enough to be in the fire brigade, so I ain't doing that. So hopefully I get to go in the police force and save people's lives. It's something that inspires me, and I really love police officers and fire brigades and paramedics for what they do. Even the army, I am so grateful that they do everything they can to protect us. Alright. Question number 5. Show us a video when you were younger. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm living at a home, so I have no videos of myself when I was younger. And I don't really like showing my videos around to people since I was in all the tubes when I was a kid, and it's not something that I really like doing. Number 6. What were your favourite toys to play with when I was a kid? Well, my favourite toys were anything I can get my hands on. I mean, I had this really, really cool dog when I was a kid, and you press the lead and it waddles and walks behind you. That was my ultimate favourite toy. It was this big, fluffy, white border collie toy, and I loved it to pieces. Question number 7, What's the most embarrassing thing you can remember doing? I don't think I have any embarrassing stories, so I don't really know at all. Read something you wrote when you were in kindergarten. Like I said, I'm living in a home, so I have nothing from kindergarten, and I have nothing in my folder at home from kindergarten that I wrote, so I can't answer this question. I'm really sorry. Question 9. 3 songs you love to listen to as a child. High Five and the Wiggles and the Fairies are my ultimate favorite my ultimate favorite kids TV shows. I mean, come on, the old Wiggles were really good, and the old Fairies and the old High Five was really good. And I grew up listening to them, so maybe their songs would be my favorite. I don't really have a favorite song when I was a kid. What was a funny thing you dressed up as Halloween when you were younger? We don't celebrate Halloween here in Australia, so it's really hard here. But a few years ago, I went with my friend around the street dressing as a vampire or as a witch. It was one of the two. But like I said, it's not very common here in Australia, so I can't really answer this question. Question 11. Tell a story of something you remember happening when you were a child. Well, my dad loves a story. So when I was about 7, my family and I went to New South Wales, which is Sydney, for holiday with my Oma and Opa. And in that trip, we went to the surf beach. And my dad turned around to me and said, because I'm a water kid, so if I see water, I'm gone in the water. My dad told me, do not turn your back on the wave, because every 7th wave is a big one. And what did? I turned my back on the wave. And since there's a surf beach, the sand is so soft, my feet sunk into the ground, so I could not move. So before I know it, this whole massive wave just pulled me over and dunked me to the ground. My dad was losing his shit, and so was my mum. And before I could even get back up again, another one came. So I was coughing and sputting all over the place, trying to get out of this water, laughing my head off as well, because, it's kind of funny. So that's what I say, listen to your parents, because every 7th wave is a big one. And I got hammered dearly because of these waves. But I still love the water, so... Question 12. Are there any special things you've kept when you were a child? Well, at home in my old room, I have a really, really special teddy bear that my grandma knitted, my great nana knitted me when I was born. Has my birthday year on the feet, but I don't have it on me as it's at home because I really want to wait till I have kids to give it to them. So that's my really, really favorite child toy that I have that was actually handmade for me from my great nana. Question 13. What was something weird you used to do when you were a child? Well, I know I used to shake my hands a lot when I was a child. When I was really nervous, I'd shake my hands. So people always thought that I was either autistic or had autism because I was shaking my hands so much. But it was just me. It was either when I was nervous or too happy, I would clap my hands together and shake my hands until my whole body was jolting. It was so weird. I sometimes do it now, but it's on a rare occasion that I do it. Question 14. What's the scariest thing you remember happening to you when you were a child? Well, when I was about 5 or 6, I remember I went to my auntie's house because she had a pool. And I wanted, you want to be like your cousins, your boy cousins. Oh, I can do this. But what I did was wrong. I took off my floaties as I couldn't swim at the time. Took off my floaties and jumped in the water. But instead of going back up, I sunk down. So I almost drowned when I was 6. So my dad had come rescue me. And that was the scariest thing I've ever experienced in my life, was almost drowning. I still remember every now and again. It was so scary. It was really, really, really scary, and I never meant to scare anyone. It was just I wanted to be like my cousin because he could swim and I thought I could swim too. But unfortunately I couldn't, so that ended up almost me drowning. But luckily my daddy was there watching me. So the last question of this tag, is, how is the world different from how it was when you were a child? Well, when you're a child, you don't really notice much things. You don't notice, pollution. You don't notice terrorism. You don't notice anything. I mean, you may hear about it, but you don't really notice anything. But what I've seen that's changed is this world has changed for the worst. I love this world, but everything's changed so much since I was a kid. When I was a kid, I could go out riding a bike without a helmet, go out riding around the block, and my parents have to worry. Now, I'm scared about walking to work by myself because of what's happening. Even my fiance is scared for me going into another state, sorry. He's worried because if something happens over there, which I get. But it's crazy. When I was a kid, nothing had to be worried about. I could go play in the street, go to my friend's house 2 doors down. My mum, we knew where I was. Nowadays, kids have phones. Kids can't go outside because it's too scary. It's really daunting to know that it's so much changed since I was a kid. It's really changed, and that's what I think that's changed since I was a child, was that the world has changed. It's more dangerous now than what I was as a kid. My fiance could do the exact same thing, would ride without the helmet, go visit his friends. He lived in Whyalla for years, and now Whyalla is known as like a town that's dead, and it used to be alive, and now there's nothing here. So this concludes of the throwback tag. Tomorrow my sister and I should be doing a tag together, so please keep an eye on this channel. I really hope you enjoy this video. Like I said before, I'm really sorry we have not been uploading at all. But hopefully within the next few weeks, we will have a ton of videos and challenges done. So please comment down below on our Twitter, Tumblr. I'll tag them below and give us some recommendations of what you want to see us do, as in challenges or tags. And we will try to see them through. The most ones we get asked, we will do. Even if we get unasked, we'll still do it. I mean, my sister and I are like that. We would love to really do some challenges. So thank you for watching, and I hope you give this a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye!